What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen the title's going out. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. Got Nolan Wells state autopsy has been completed. Y'all have been having this investigation to obviously something that has been pretty much a huge talk for a minute. It says once the investigation concludes, all case materials, including autopsy report, will be submitted to grand jury to determine whether a crime occurred in connection with his death. On Tuesday, I interviewed Dr. Kendall. This is Officer Tatum, by the way, Officer Tatum, Brandon Tatum. I interviewed Dr. Kendall Crowns, Chief Medical Examiner for Tarrant County, who broke down the two autopsies conducted on Nolan Wells and explains what findings actually meant. If y'all didn't see that video, I did drop that video down below, so y'all can go check that out if y'all would like. It should be down below. I'll put it in the description. Or y'all just go, it's a recent video. It's a recent video. You got it right here, and I want to make this super clear. This definitely, me personally, I find disgusting. I'm not gonna lie. I find it disgusting. I find it crazy, and the reason why, and this is, I truly feel this way because I look at the simple fact that regardless, I truly find it crazy, and you kind of know when something, when you have something like this, you gotta think about it. Soon as Ben Crump and Al Sharpton was in the picture, you kind of like, man, I hope they don't take this whole route with this. I hope it's not like this, and I hope that it. And then you kind of like, well, maybe not. Maybe they don't go too far with it. And you start seeing the goes. I apologize, y'all. It's literally 1 a.m. I don't ever do it in the video. I apologize, but you truly have, and you go and you have goals start reaching. And it goes up and it goes up and it goes up. And then you eventually see and you start noticing like, dang, well, I don't know. Maybe they not looking like, because, we just got done, with the whole Carmelo Anthony case. It typically happens, a lot when it comes down to it within these situations. Then you slowly start to see there's change. Y'all want to know what I find interesting about this whole thing? Is that you have a bunch of hypocrites. And I say you have a bunch of hypocrites because think about this. Do y'all remember when so many people got to talking crazy and saying, oh, well, Austin Metcalf, his parents, they're doing interviews, and I don't understand. They're doing these interviews and they have done. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. Austin Metcalf's parents look way better in the situation. I don't care how y'all take it. They look, and I'm sad to, I'm sorry to say this, but I gotta tell y'all. Obviously, it's sad, for both individuals when it come down to Nolan and Austin. But they look better doing interviews, actually losing the son, them knowing, exactly what happened of Carmelo doing this, and speaking rather than somebody, and again, these are individuals who sat there and talked crazy about Austin Metcalf's parents for doing interviews and doing this and doing that. But y'all got Nolan Wells' mom smiling, laughing, soaking up everything that got something to do with pro-black, doing I'm talking about they done changed this whole thing around. I don't care what nobody say. I find it completely insane and completely weird about the whole situation. Has all this is turned. It's almost turned into this whole fake narrative and fakeness around, and it makes it real weird. I truly just don't understand it, and it's almost like just as much as Ben Crump and Al Sharpton wants to that famous look, they want that too. I'm seeing Nolan Wells' mom, and I'm not meaning it, I'm just speaking facts, y'all. This is not to bash nobody. This is speaking fact. Nolan Wells, and this is Brandon Taylor put it. Nolan Wells' mom called him out on Don Lemon's show, but refused to answer direct text or speak with families involved. And that just goes to show you everything. If you feel like something truly happened to your son, and you're trying to find out everything, Ben Crump asking if anybody knows anything, this, that, and the other, and you having parents that's trying to reach out, you have people that's trying to send text and calls and, hey, well, just reaching out, regardless of whatever they saying. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing for sure. People can sit here and talk about Brandon Tatum all they want. But one thing that he's done is he's actually speaking, because every detail matters. I feel like so many people don't get that. And for Ben Crump and Al Sharpton to so-called think they got it all together and they getting paid this and get paid that, they truly just like y'all run into somebody that don't know shit. Basically, what y'all telling me, because again, every detail matters. If Ben Crump and Al Sharpton actually cared, they would take that time out to do an interview with Brandon Tatum, do an interview with these with different kids and seeing what's going on, or asking them questions, or talking to the parents, or this, that, and the other, or young adults, I should say. They're not doing none of that. They rather look and get in front of a camera talking to only black folks, and smiling, laughing, and then when it comes down to it, not to say this a bad thing, but they sit there and it's like they put on a show. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like they put on a show. And I feel like I'm starting to, at first it came about of, obviously, and still to this day, I feel, sorry for the parents. They lost a son at the end of the day. Lost a son. But it's truly that respect, as I'm losing it when it comes down to it, because you literally sitting there and calling Brandon Tatum out about something when he's doing something that can possibly help you out at the end of the day. But you rather go this route because of Kohler. And I truly don't like that.
I feel like, because I mentioned him, I'm like, why did I even mention him? Because he doesn't deserve a platform.
No, he does not.
So let's talk about the people, the young men that he's been interviewing. They're saying
Brandon Tatum doesn't deserve a platform, but this is the same individual who's asking these questions and letting them know everything that has went on. I truly feel as if those two individuals that Brandon Tatum has had on when doing those interviews, from what I've seen, had given more information with everything, because you have that trustworthiness. You have somebody that respects you, and gives you those answers. Gives you those questions. I truly hate the fact that that they're moving this way. I truly do.
Best friends, some of them you said that you don't know. One of them even said, oh, Nolan would be outraged by the way his parents are handling this. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, why on earth would somebody go on and say that about a grieving family? But
again, distraction. We're not even going to address them or that man. We only want the truth. Again, at the end of the day, I'm going to say it like I've been saying it. The only question we have is what happened to Nolan. That's what we need to know. That's it. That's all.
When you talk
but I feel like that's not like okay. The questions that Tatum asked were literally everything that had to do it around. If you so you had, let's put it with this, because you have multiple variables with this. Let's put it this way. If you asking my simple question, what happened to Nolan? You just can't be like, oh yeah, especially when they not knowing. I see, but having those variables, you look at the simple fact. Okay, well, leading up to this, where's this? They just think that when you have these detectives and these police officers and stuff like that, and these investigations, to where it's like, oh yeah, we have this one question. No, you need everything. But they're looking for this, and they're trying to drag this as much as they can to have that face on the internet, on the news. That's how I look at it. That's all I'm seeing right now, because I actually do not understand. I feel like what we have right now, and I always say the social media is a hell of a drug. Please, I'm telling y'all, people cannot. I don't want nobody taking what I'm saying. Don't take what I'm saying. When I'm saying that the internet, the social media is a hell of a drug, I truly feel like that, because you have all the resources there. You have Brandon Tatum that took his time out to go to this island, to talk to these kids. Talk to these young adults, I'd say, and do everything he can on his part, within this. Because obviously nobody don't want to hear what they got to say. So somebody has to do it. But with having all these resources, they choose not to have it because they pushing this whole pro-black narrative. And I feel like that's lame to me. I truly feel like
when you talk about all the.
Oh, I'm talking about Mama. I got a question for you. With all due respect, why then, if you want to know what happened to Nolan, did your attorney not talk to me before I ever talk to the other side.
Exactly.
All right, we passed that point. How come when Nicole or Ashley reached out to you via text, which she showed me, which we posted online, that you didn't respond to Warren's mother to even talk to her and get any information that she may have? The boys already have been investigated by law enforcement. We will not know exactly what they said for a time period, which could be a long time. I don't know. They got to go to grand jury and everything. So we will never know what they said to the police unless you talk to them directly. Why,
Exactly.
if you want to know what happened to your son, would you talk to the people that last seen him alive? You're saying they saw.
I told y'all. If you have the ability to do that, and the parents are contacting you, I'm gonna put it this way. Even though one of those young dudes said, "I love watching your videos," we watch it. Speaking on all, the friend group, this, that, and the other. Because believe it or not, I love the simple fact that the younger generation. I love when people see me because obviously people for some odd reason think I'm 18 or 19, possibly 20. I'm not. 28. I don't know what it is, but I actually love it because then it just goes to show you that you have other individuals that's engaged. Like, oh yeah, this young dude, he talking about this. I feel like this is pretty cool. I love that. So for them to actually watch him and stuff like that, I feel like. But let's put it this way: if y'all actually know these parents, they don't really know Officer Tatum like that. They know him from the internet, and they go and talk to him. What you think they're gonna do with the man? They're gonna talk to him. You got parents reaching out. But they don't want that because they know how they would look when it comes down to the internet. They're trying to push this whole pro-black, thing. So they love the hype. They love it. This is what Ben Crump and Al Sharpton does.
Him alive last. They're reaching out to you
Exactly.
and saying, we want to talk. Let's have a conversation. But instead, you guys refuse to talk to them, refuse to talk to me, and then get online and push stuff that you have to later redact because you could have talked to them first and cleared it up, talked to their attorneys and cleared it up. You could have gotten all the boys' statements that have been compiled before the police put it out in the public so you can have a clear perspective before you go out in the public. But they did not do it. You know what they did? The first thing they did before they talked to any parent, any person involved, before they talked to anybody, they went and got Benjamin Crump.
Exactly.
And they went and got Benjamin Crump. And what are they doing? The day that their son is put into the ground, they go get his estate, establish an estate, and then prepare to sue. Now, if you don't know what happened and you have not made a determination, all you want to know is what happened. Then why are you prepping to sue people? You're going to sue them for what?
When there's nothing out. Literally nothing out. Literally nothing out. I'm going to read y'all a couple posts. Here. This first one is from Jason Whitlock. This is the same video, so I don't have to play this video no more. Said her son has passed away, and her behavior is beyond weird. People grieve different. Some people grieve in a way that raises questions. I'm consistent in my position. I like the work Brandon is doing here. It reminds me of another high-profile case. I truly love what Brandon Tatum is doing. I've told y'all. I've checked out a lot of videos of what Brandon Tatum. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing, and I've told y'all this before. I actually look up to Brandon Tatum. I don't know. I think I've said this one other time. That I do. I've been seeing his videos. I've always watched, Brandon Tatum. And I don't really say that I actually look up to a lot of people, at all. First time, my dad, but other than that, it's Officer Tatum. It has been I truly do. Because the way that and we're all not perfect. We're all not perfect at all. But what he's doing is truly amazing. And I feel like it's definitely helping within a lot. You got it right here, TJ the Realist. You got Cheese right here. That, honestly, again, made a lot of sense. Said, I have zero respect for Nolan Wells' mother, Christine. She's a liar, grifter, and narcissist. That entire family has been moving very weird ever since Ben Crump got involved with them. And I told y'all, even before reading these posts, I feel the same way, because you can definitely tell. You're not about to sit here and tell me you got this lady that's on here smiling, laughing, giggling, hyped up, all about this. Nobody, I'm telling y'all, I'm not going for that. Truly not going for that. You got it right here. This is, the lawsuit. It was, Brendan Tanner was talking about, said that on the day of this funeral, Nolan Wells' parents sent a notice to his friends and their families of intention to sue them. On top of that, moments after laying her son to rest, Nolan Wells' mother opened his estate to pursue potential claims surrounding his death. Nolan Wells' friends have faced accusations, were heartbroken to miss his funeral. However, due to death threats and out of respect for Nolan's family, they made a difficult decision to not attend. So, already, the simple fact that you're receiving these death threats, this, that, and the other, they can't go, they couldn't say their last goodbyes to their friend. They still dealing with BS from individuals that sending them death threats, that saying this and saying that. You got different people that are truly, saying whatever, making these false videos and photos and audio and doing everything. Man, I'm telling y'all, it's sickening. It's truly sickening. You got it right here, and this is Ben Crump that posted. It says, Nolan Wells' grieving mother should not be subject to reported attacks while seeking answers about her son's death, as the Wells family continued to demand transparency in the ongoing investigation. No one should weaponize online reviews against his mother's professional reputation. Let me tell y'all something. It says here that she's a nurse practitioner, targeted by way of negative reviews after, Nolan's passing. These reviews say, wouldn't I recommend her? Unfortunately, I'm looking for another medical provider. I don't feel Christine has my best interests at heart. I should be treated the same as her patients that share her skin color. I wouldn't trust her to care for anyone. I don't hate anyone that much to recommend her. Her oath is do no harm. So let me tell y'all something. I agree with these people. These aren't attacks. I don't know why they're trying to make this out to be that these are attacks. I don't feel like these are threats. I feel like this is just being real. Me personally, from what I do, I wouldn't feel safe or anything like that, or any type of way of getting any type of care or any care for my family or this, that, and the other, seeing the way that they're moving. Who would? If you're pushing a whole pro-black, that's just like, how could you be mad at this? That's just like you got a white lady. Let's say she was white. And they look at that simple fact, okay, no, I don't want to deal with no black people. Like, people got to be real with themselves. Stop pushing this whole racial thing that's got going on. And at this point, it's too late. We obviously see how she acting. We obviously see how she moving. And it's truly sickening. I'm telling y'all. But people, me personally, I think it's just being truthful. Why would you want care from somebody that is pushing this whole narrative like this? And now all of a sudden, looks like she's just all the way pro-black. You also have, this is Tasha Cloud. You got WNBA players that are wearing a shirt that says Nolan Wells. Now, I'm going to be real with y'all. If this is the case, I'm going to put it this way. If this is the case to where you're wearing a Nolan Wells case, you might as well wear the names of any and every individual that has passed away, due to something that's going on. Or better yet, since, she's dressed in all black and we talking about a black individual, and that's how they're pushing it, and that such, then why don't you wear a shirt of a lot of the individuals that are in the black community that are black on black crimes that are doing this to each other? I mean, honestly, let's be real. Like, people got to be real with themselves. Don't wait to, it's possibly got something to do with somebody white, so let's try to make this whole thing, and let's get shirts made, let's do this, let's do that. But then it's nothing, just forget about, what's going on in the black community. Nothing going on. I'm truly, truly get so irritated when people look so much of this whole racial narrative that's going on. Stop looking at that. Especially the ones y'all were always ready to but never. You got this WNBA player. I can tell y'all right now, 9 times out of 10, this WNBA player that's wearing this ain't did shit for the black community. I can tell y'all that right now. Nothing that is looking for change when it comes down to the black community. I can tell y'all that right now. At all. You got it right here. It says Ben Crump is a disgusting race hustler. Says no one is denying that the death of the Nolan was a tragedy. And I want to put that out there. I keep telling y'all that. I'm not looking at a simple fact like, oh, who cares? It's just a simple fact that how they're putting things and how they have to put race on everything. Ben Crump, Al Sharpton, they don't care about nothing. When it comes down to somebody that is got something to do with somebody that's white and it's towards a black person, then they ready to, okay, yeah, we about to go crazy with this one. People need to wake up.
People want the same thing. And so that's why everybody who got children, you could understand the pain, the agony that this mother and father have been dealing with since 4th of July. How people came, within hours of finding him saying, well, no foul play, just go on. How do you tell somebody just go on when my son is dead and nobody's giving us any answers? All those people out on that island, and you mean nobody know nothing? Nobody saw anything? No, we refuse to accept that nobody knows nothing. We're going to get to...
He pissing me off. He full of shit. He reminds me of Dominique Alexander. That's who he reminds me of. He reminds me of Dominique Alexander. If y'all don't know what it is, check out the Carmelo Anthony case. He's an advocate for Carmelo Anthony. He sounds and just seems just like him. I'm not even gonna lie. He's pushing this whole thing. He trying to make himself sound sad and like he cares. He truly don't. He want the money in his face to be out there. That's it and that's all. He's trying to get black people hyped. That's all he's trying to do. He's trying to get black people hyped. My grandmother, if she would watch this and hear him, my grandmother would literally get sad. I'm telling y'all, and I hate that it's like this. If I was right there, obviously, I'd tell no, he's put on the show. But she would literally get sad because there are people that actually look, listen, and I'm not saying that you don't because of what happened to them. It's the simple fact of how they're putting it. It's the simple fact of how they're putting it. Nobody don't know nothing. I'm not saying nobody know because I'm sure, maybe it will be, individual, but so far we don't know nothing. But for them to act like this and do these things is truly, truly sickening to me. I couldn't keep listening to him and his BS. I'm not even gonna lie. Says right here in the new email, civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump denies interview with Officer Tatum. Y'all just heard Tatum talking about it, and this is literally the emails that he's showing.
Benjamin Crump. For everybody that said Benjamin Crump wants to get to the bottom of this, he really cares about Nolan Wells' family, I'm telling you guys, they do not care. It's just a money grab. How do you know, Mr. Tatum? Well, then why, when we reached out to Benjamin Crump, that they didn't respond to us or they made some lame response after our 4th attempt to talk to him? Here's the email. This is the first time we reached out to Benjamin Crump. You can look at the email there, and you know exactly that we reached out to his team. We gave a generic media outreach where we put the information in there and say, hey, we would love to have an open dialogue. We value the conversation. Here's something that we want to know from his perspective what he has, and we wanted to deliver what we have to him. All right, we did that the first time. Here's the second time.
5 days later.
5 days later, here's the next one. What was that, a day after that?
Yep.
And then here's the fourth one.
Yeah, the fourth one is 5:30 in the morning, and it's basically saying, hey, that's still... You go to the next one. Yeah, this is the first response I received, which is basically, or no, this is the final response where they basically say.
Yeah, so the final response said, thank you for reaching out, interest in speaking with Benjamin Crump, right? Yep. So the thing is, we reached out to Benjamin Crump. We reached out to talk to Benjamin Crump. We didn't reach out to talk to the family. We only wanted to talk to Benjamin Crump. Put the thing back up there. And so as you can see on there, it says, at this time, the family is taking a break from media engagement as they continue to grieve and spend time together. Why are you talking about the family?
Exactly.
I know they're taking a break. Benjamin Crump.
I'm telling y'all, Dominic Alexander did the same thing. He even said after Carmelo got sentenced, oh, yeah, I played the game with him. I talked to him. I did this with him. I did that with him. Her family. That's like a son to me. He's full of it. He wanted to get paid. Guess what? Carmelo, they don't care about. He got, 30-some years. They don't care about that. and Dominic Alexander, I can tell y'all right now, he at home chilling. That ate good. Then probably been out somewhere cool and had a good day, driving nice. They don't care about that. Benjamin Crump, same thing. I'm telling y'all, they don't care.
Should be taking a break. He's the attorney.
Correct.
We only wanted to talk to him. They acknowledge the fact that you reached out and interested in speaking with attorney Benjamin Crump, but says that the family is taking the time apart. It's a lame excuse for them not to engage with us. And people are running their mouth about whether or not they want to know the truth or not. We reached out to them.
Telling y'all. So you literally have Officer Tatum that reached out to Ben Crump, even before speaking to these young men. You got parents that reached out to Christine. You done had different individuals reach out and then denying it. Y'all ain't about to sit here and tell me that they care and they want to know what actually happened to Nolan. I'm starting to think the mother don't. And I'm sorry to say, but I'm starting to think the mother don't, because at this point, y'all just looking more so of camera time and money. Because if y'all did, y'all would be looking at the simple fact, okay, well, you know what? Let's talk to this individual. Let's see if they got a little detail. They're willing to talk. And they still don't want to. Crazy. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and let me know your comments, thoughts on this video. Catch y'all next one.